In the next issue, we see that Tails is back at his lab, and he goes out to get a sample of the metal virus, which allows him to almost get a cure, but cheese and chocolate cut the power to his lab and lead other infected over to him, destroying the lab and all the research. And while he does escape and make it to the shuttle with Tangle and Whisper, he then learns that the headquarters has fallen, which means that the virus definitely has the upper hand at the moment. And if all this wasn't bad enough, Starline also goes to meet the Deadly Six to set up an alliance, and just as I expected, they are planning to betray him. Next, we get a bit of a flashback where we get to see what actually happened to the Restoration Shuttle, or aka their headquarters. And as we see here, this shuttle was tightly packed with Mobians, and we also have Vector and Epsio here. And surprisingly, they were able to find and contain Charmy. And while a fight almost breaks out between Vector and G, Charm is able to play mediator, and all seems to be okay until we cut over to the other survivors and we see this one is all wrapped up. And as soon as I saw him, I knew it was up for these people. As soon as he takes off this cloak, it reveals that he is infected and he's pretty much at the end stage. And to make matters even worse, Charmy also manages to break out, and then the ship goes into pure chaos. The most notable characters we lost in the scene were Vanilla and also Vector, the latter of which we see get infected when he's trying to contain Charmy, and seeing that there's no hope for him, he willingly runs into the room with the other infected Mobians and holds the line while the others can escape. It reminded me a lot of that scene from the Train to Busan, which is an amazing movie if you haven't seen it, and if you like zombies. Next up, we see that Sonic runs into Dr. Eggman while he's trying to figure out a way to control the Zombots, but then we learn something crucial. While Eggman is speaking to Starline, he reveals that the reason he hasn't given himself or Starline the vaccine for the metal virus is because he doesn't have one. Eggman's only plan is just to avoid the infected, which is obviously crazy, but it also reaffirms that even though Eggman is a genius, he is extremely reckless. And almost right on cue, Sonic pops up right in front of him, and after some brief conversation, Sonic starts to battle with Eggman and eventually tries to grab him, causing Eggman to fall to the ground and be surrounded by Zombots. But luckily for him, Starline is able to save him and get him back to the ship safely. But it seems like that fiasco has made Starline sure that he needs to go get the Deadly Six, so we see him meet with them once more so that he can actually use their abilities to control the Zombots. And even though they are planning to betray him, it seems like Starline is prepared. This conch that we see here apparently stuns the creature when it's blown, so at least Starline is thinking ahead and he isn't as naive as I thought he was. And while Sonic does look pretty tired at the end of this chapter, he is still able to run and is going to meet back up with Amy Rose.